John Tapp's Inside Racing, brought to you by Mitabite.
Welcome to Inside Racing. The day they billed as Super Saturday proved to be a big winner for the AJC, with the major races providing some really wonderful stories. The $1.5 million yearling Viking Ruler finally got his act together to win the Spring Champion Stakes. Final Fantasy gave his trainer Bruce Cross his most memorable day in racing. And Dress Circle provided Gay Waterhouse with her 6th win in the AJC Metropolitan. All of those people, however, were upstaged by a diminutive redhead called Bernadette Cooper, who won her biggest race as a jockey by winning the Group 3 Japan Trophy on a horse called The Man. Now, Bernadette inspired a great deal of publicity throughout the week, and she also prompted many people to call us here at Sky Channel and request a rescreening of an interview we did with Bernadette on this program many months ago. And we're delighted to do just that. Let's delve into the archives and rescreen the Bernadette Cooper interview recorded at Rosehill Racecourse on a non-race day. Hello, Bernadette.
Hi, John.
How are you?
Well, thank you.
Seems to me that everybody calls you Bernie.
Yes, most do.
And you prefer that?
Yeah, I think it's easier.
Bernie it is.
Okay.
Thanks for meeting me at Rosehill on a non-race day. I was very surprised to learn that you hadn't ridden in Sydney until very recently.
Until this week, John, yeah. Yeah, everywhere else, pretty much.
Yeah.
Tassie, South Australia, Victoria,
Yeah.
Malaysia, New Zealand,
Yeah.
everywhere except Sydney.
Was that a buzz to
Oh,
ride
yeah.
in Sydney?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's, there was a page missing and, yeah, it's been great.
Now, you're the original horsey girl.
Dinky died.
Now, where were you born and reared? In Caloundra?
In Brisbane.
In Brisbane,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, was born and bred in Brisbane. Got a pony, nagged constantly till I got a pony at 7.
Yeah.
Which I still have.
Same pony?
Same pony. Yeah,
Right.
she's 26 and looks every bit of it now.
What's her name?
Kitten.
Kitten. Yeah.
Kitten, yeah. So went through Pony Club on Kitten, and then I think really from the time I got Kitten, I was going to be a jockey. She was a very fast pony, and speed was always what I liked. Not jumping, not dressage, speed.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So some of those faster pony club events, flagging and bending
Barrels.
would have suited you, the barrels, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anything that was fast, I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you tend to pull the leathers up a little shorter?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I always thought I was always going to be a jockey.
How many in the family?
Just me and my brother.
Right.
Yeah.
He's older?
He's older. He was a head stockman for probably 4 or 5 years, and he lives in very west Queensland, and he works on an oil refinery there.
Mm. But he can ride a horse then?
Or he can ride a horse. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, Bern, very sadly, you lost your dad at an early age, I take it.
Yes, 6 years ago today, John. It's quite eerie that I should be sitting here today, really, because my whole racing career really revolved around my father. Yeah.
You mean he inspired you and encouraged you?
Yeah. Well, when Dad was young, he used to do the point-to-points in Melbourne, and his brother actually, he trains in Melbourne still at Cranbourne, and Mum used to do, Mum rode in a couple of steeples and that sort of thing, so I come from a very horsey background.
You're all riders, I'll
Yeah,
say. What hope did you have?
Yeah.
So Dad lined up the apprenticeship for you with Cole Williamson.
Yes.
And off you went to become an apprentice jockey.
Yes.
And your life's dream had been fulfilled.
Oh, it was magic.
Can you remember the first day you rode a gallop?
Yeah.
Can you
Yep.
remember the feeling?
Oh, just electrifying, I would say. Just heart just heart pumping, and I don't. It's a passion. It's addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the horse?
Yeah, I know it was a black filly. I can't remember her name now. She never won a race.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember she was a black filly, and it was with Craig Hieronymus.
Yep.
He was from Sydney.
I remember him well. Yeah.
Yeah. So Craig was a bit of a tutor of mine early in the piece.
Now, what about your first race ride?
My first race ride was on a horse called Memblue at Gympie, odds on, and ran last.
What happened?
Didn't like the sand track at all. Yeah. Had reasonable form, well, very good form for Gympie, but all on grass tracks.
Yep.
So, yeah, didn't like the sand at all, spat the dummy. Yeah.
Now, you had a wonderfully successful apprenticeship. Just tell me some of the things you achieved as an apprentice. You were ducks in one particular season, ducks of the apprentices school.
Yes, ducks, which, yeah, or champion apprentice they call it too. I honestly had the most fulfilling apprenticeship I think that a rider could want, especially a female rider. I won premierships at Caloundra and Kilcoy and the sort of little tracks like that, and then champion apprentice. It's every apprentice's dream to win champion apprentice. I mean, every year you trot into that ceremony and you sit there and the big trophy's there, and it's everyone's dream to win that trophy. And wow, when I won that trophy, that was like, doesn't matter if nothing ever happens again, I won that trophy.
Yeah. You've always had an appetite for track work. You've been a very committed, dedicated track work rider. Even when the going was tough and the opportunities were drying up, you were still there, weren't you, 6 days a week?
Never missed a beat. Never. I could be dying with the flu and I always went to the track, yeah.
So is it more than just love of riding? Do you enjoy track work? I mean, some jockeys do enjoy track work. Shane Dye's a good case in point.
Oh, once I'm there, I love it. I don't like getting out of bed. I've never, in 10 years, I've never got used to actually waking up at 4 o'clock. So every morning when the alarm goes off, it's like...
Yeah, I'd give anything to
But
stay
once
here.
you're up and once you're moving, and of course once you get to the track and the horses and the action and everything's happening, it all just rolls and, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I still haven't got used to that 4 o'clock call.
Now, you've had trebles at fairly major race meetings on more than one occasion.
Not so much actually in the metropolitan areas, mainly in country areas, trebles, yeah. But I rode double after double after double, yeah.
Of all the trainers who have had faith in your ability, there've been none more committed to Bernadette Cooper's riding than Paul Sutherland. He, with no embellishments, tells the world that you are an outstanding jockey. I mean, how lucky have you been?
Very lucky, I think. I've worked hard. Paul always used to say, you owe me nothing and I owe you nothing. I worked hard for him, and we've hooked back up now, so I mean it's going to continue again, but I've always worked very hard for Paul and Paul's always pushed very hard for me, and racing's a funny thing. If you go out on a horse that you know the trainer doesn't want you on, I think more things go wrong usually than right. Yet,
do you mean those occasions where the owners have insisted that you be the jockey, but the trainer's not happy about it?
Yeah, or sometimes be it the other way, be it the owner that doesn't want you on. But not so much that, it's more the trainer. If you're riding for a trainer that really doesn't have faith in you...
Yeah, do jockeys know this?
Usually, yeah.
Do you mean it's a gut feel thing?
It's a gut feel.
You just get that feeling?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. And I think if you're riding for a trainer who you know does not have faith in you, then when you need to be making those split decisions, sometimes you can find yourself thinking, what would they think? And you can't ride like that.
And the opportunity's gone.
The opportunity's gone. I mean, you need to be able to go out there and think you're invincible. And if a trainer has 100% confidence in you, he doesn't fill your head full of instructions anyway. He lets you have a bit of rein, and you do go out there and feeling like you're invincible, and you ride like that.
Yeah.
So to me, the trainer having confidence in you is everything.
And you feel invincible when you're on Paul Sutherland trained horses.
Yeah, yeah. I feel, I don't know really how to describe it. I feel like you can do anything. Walk on air.
Brero's still clear, 100 to go. Ironic Reason's the only danger. Oh, only danger. Ironic Reason's going home right over the top of Brero. And Ironic Reason got up to beat Brero.
The Racing Retro team will be live from Flemington Racecourse Sunday the 4th of November for the TUI's New Melbourne Cup preview show. Enjoy a free sausage sizzle and meet the 92 Cup winner Sub-Zero. Also get a free entry in the draw for a year of beer in John Tapp's TUI's New Melbourne Cup Phantom Call. Get all the best inside information from top trainers and jockeys. To book your tickets, go to www.skychannel.com.au and kickstart your TUI's Melbourne Cup week.
Atunga Stud presents
Jungle Lyrics. Danners are the inside, but Springsteen in front. Springsteen first.
an outstanding type and stakes winning 2-year-old Springsteen by Dane Hill, a sire of 5 Golden Slipper winners. He has a half-brother to Golden Slipper winner Marauding, also a sire of 2 Slipper winners. For a racehorse that's born to run, visit the boss, Springsteen, at Atunga Stud.
The biggest success for the Sutherland stable was in a $400,000 race at Caloundra, the Pelican Waters Classic, on a filly for whom you have a special soft spot. Now, we'll deal with the race itself later, but let's go back before that. Something happened that almost cost this particular filly her life.
Oh, definitely. Ginger, as she was known, Dynamic Reason was her name, but we always called her Ginger, after Ginger Rogers, actually. But she had won 3 races, I think, at that stage. She'd only had about 4 or 5 starts and came down very, very, very ill with pleurisy and had a lot of fluid on the heart, both heart and lungs, and was being sort of rushed to Brisbane every second day to have heart drained, lungs drained, that sort of thing. And the Pelican Waters at that stage was probably about 12 weeks away. She'd actually just come back in to have that prep to get ready for that race.
Yep.
And got very ill. So she was treated for 2 weeks, I think, and then she needed to go out. So she came home to my house.
Did you insist on looking after her?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
And
yeah.
Paul was happy to let that happen?
Yeah, well, one of the owners actually owns a spelling farm. But, yeah, I think it was, she'd been spoilt since day one. I'd spoiled her since day one because she was like a pet. And I think that she appreciated that, and I really don't know whether she would have won that race without it. But I had to spend a lot of time in the paddock with her, sort of just playing and, she was
So
a very...
at this stage then, you thought she was 1,000,000 to 1.
Million to one.
Of even getting there, I guess.
Getting there, letting her winning it.
Yeah.
Because she had never raced over more than 1,000 metres, and the race was 1,300.
Yeah. Obviously, every step of the race is clear in your memory.
Oh yeah, that one is.
Take me through it from the clang of the starting gates.
Okay, always was going to go forward. So gates open, we went forward. To begin with, for the first 200 metres, I think I was 3 deep. Then I got across to one off the fence, more or less sharing the lead actually, but then she just sort of came back underneath me and she was running second, more or less, yeah, second the whole way, with a favourite outside of me. And coming to the turn, I was going fair, but not, she was the type of big filly, and she always used to sort of roll along on the steel, and this particular day I really wasn't on the steel, so I was a little worried. But when I asked her to find, she just kept finding it. She only won by half a head or something, yeah, but she just kept finding. And
See, it's the motor, isn't it? It's what's in here.
It was what, yeah.
With
for
any
sure.
horse?
With any horse, and especially her. And
She didn't realise she'd had pleurisy. She didn't realise she had 17 barrier.
no.
All she
didn't.
knew was try.
Try, yeah, just to
So
try.
it's an inexplicable thing.
Very much.
But if every horse had it, there'd be no trainers.
No, because it'd be easy.
It'd be easy, exactly.
It'd be easy.
So
It's
coming back to scale that day must have been a wonderful feeling.
Extremely emotional. Extreme. I still get very emotional.
Yeah.
My father would have given anything to have seen that. He's a little girl.
Mm. Had Dad passed away shortly before?
Oh, Dad had been gone 2 years, I think.
Mm. So when the number went into the frame, Dad was the first person you thought of?
That was for Dad. That race, if I never won another race, it didn't matter. That race was for Dad.
Beautiful. Sea Winnie was a wonderful mare. You won a race or two on for my great friend Frank Penfold.
Yeah, yeah.
Classy mare.
Oh, exceptional mare. Lovely, lovely mare. Frank had brought her to Sydney. She'd had, I think, a bit of a hindered preparation in Sydney, and he brought her back to Brisbane at the end of the carnival, I think it was. And yeah, the Nudgee Cup, we won the Nudgee Cup. But her win was really amazing because 50 metres out, I don't think I was even in the call.
Mm.
And all of a sudden she just burst through nearly inside, and even to watch the video you wouldn't think that she wins. That was a big buzz.
Give me 3 or 4 of your favourites, other nice horses that you rode on metropolitan tracks, your favourites.
Well, there was a little horse when I was an apprentice that I won 18 races on, and his name was Grand Trick, and he would have to go down as my favourite male horse of all times.
Where were the wins? Some in town?
4 straight in town.
Great.
He won, all at Doomben. The first one he actually won on protest. But yeah, he won 4 straight, and each time was big odds for some reason. That was the most amazing. Everyone used to tell me how much money they won on him. Mm. Because each time they kept thinking, he can't do it again, he can't do it again.
Yeah. All right, well, he was your favourite male horse. We know Dynamic Reason was your favourite filly.
Yep.
Any others?
Paul had a nice mare called Booties, which was, I won 3 in town on her. She was lovely. What else has there been? Lovely little horse called Kingston Stage. He was very special.
Why was he so special?
Everyone thought he was no good because he was just like little Humphrey Bear was his name, and he just looked like this little bear, a very plain little black horse, and he was a very good betting horse. So yeah, he was a very nice horse. Just a sweet horse. So yeah, special.
Now, Bern, like most jockeys, you've suffered the trauma of race falls. You've had more than your share.
Yeah.
One absolute doozy.
Pearler.
A ripper.
A real pearler, yeah. This day, 7 years ago.
What is it about this day?
11th of August, I know. I dread it every year.
Take me through that one.
Country Cup at Eagle Farm. We'd gone about, I think there was 18 runners, and we'd gone about 200 metres, and a horse that was up running second broke down, not hopelessly, but just came back through the field really quickly.
So you couldn't avoid the horse that was coming back suddenly?
I couldn't avoid it. Well, I could. I actually steered out and I was out of its road, but then I've actually clipped a heel of a horse further out. And I went, and four others fell. So it was 5. It was like, there's 1 down, there's 2 down, there's 5 down.
Domino effect.
Domino effect. There were horses cartwheeling and dust.
And those few seconds seemed like half an hour.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I was conscious through the whole thing, and I think I went over 50 metres on the ground. Yeah, just kept going, and I can remember thinking, when am I going to stop rolling? And the other thing I can remember thinking was, go for the magpie smother. I hope I don't get hit in the head.
Yeah.
And then when I stopped, I thought, phew, oh, we've stopped. And then I thought, oh my God, I'm dead. There's a horse on top of me. because this horse was just laying and all that was out was my head. And I thought, that's it, I'm dead. And it got up ever so slowly.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
your list of injuries was pretty impressive too.
Quite impressive, yeah. I think I finished it. I had a busted lung. I had 3 cracked ribs, cracked shoulder blade. Yeah, so it was a real ripper.
Bern, I'm thoroughly enjoying our little chat.
Oh, good.
But I can see the sun streaming down out there on the Rosehill Gardens racecourse. For our final segment, we might go and get sun-drenched.
Lovely.
What do you think?
Good idea.
Good idea. We'll be back with Bernadette Cooper after this break on Inside Racing. Well, there's been a lot of sunshine in your life, Bernie. You've been able to realise a childhood dream of becoming a jockey, and you've scaled heights that you probably never imagined possible.
To a degree, John. It's a funny thing, you know. Every jockey that starts off has sights in their own mind, but I think some higher than others. But I think if you're going to do something, you've got to go the whole hog. And I never dreamt of being an average, so to speak, jockey. I was always going to... I don't want to sound modest. I don't want to say I'm, you know, I'm the best or anything like that. But I don't have any qualms about matching it with the best of anyone, anywhere, to be honest. I don't feel threatened by any racetrack or any jockey or any field.
It's a matter of having the right animal underneath you.
Matter of having the wheels, so to speak, John. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
You were telling me a funny little story about a set of instructions you received once from a visiting Sydney trainer of Italian descent.
Yeah.
The strangest set of instructions you've ever been given.
Well, to a degree, there was no instructions, really. It was in a Group 3 race at Eagle Farm, actually, Qantas Cup, and the horse had 49 kilos, and I don't think that they really wanted me to ride the horse, but I was the only one that could make the weight. And I came out to get the instructions, and he said to me in a very strong Italian accent, which I'm not very good at, he said, whatever you do, you must forget you are a girl. So when you get out on that track, just think like you're a man and forget you're a girl. And with that, I went and got on the horse, and I was walking around the enclosure, and I thought, gee, you didn't tell me how to ride the horse. And it was 250 to 1. And had it won everywhere but the last 50, it got swamped and it ran second.
Yeah.
So it was quite odd.
Now, obviously, there've been 1 or 2 jockeys who've been your inspiration, the ones that you've looked up to more than any other. Is there one that reigns supreme? I presume he'll be a Queenslander, of course.
Queenslander all the way, and I think Mick Dittman, I think, is the
Your hero?
mightiest of all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, and still good.
What do you like about Mick's style of riding?
Vigour. I like the vigour. I like what isn't there to like really about Mick's style of riding. I don't think anyone could go wrong ever modelling themselves or trying to model themselves to a degree off Mick. Yeah.
Now, Bern, your passion for the thoroughbred has never wavered. Your commitment to hard work is the same today as it was 10 years ago. But it must get terribly discouraging when that phone doesn't ring.
Heartbreaking is more the way to put it. To think that you can spend 10 years learning, constantly learning, because it's not something that you just learn and you know. It's something you learn to the day you stop riding, I feel, anyway. And to think that you can spend 10 years of solid yakka in something and get to the end and not be able to earn a living, to me, is ironic. Yet it happens all the time. There's, I mean, lots of jockeys that happens to. I really think the key is just to keep punching on. And my career in particular, I was 6 months ago, I was probably on the verge of retirement, really, because because of the kickbacks, and I mean, you can only, after so many years, I think you can only really take so many kicks in the teeth, so to speak. But it was like, have you ever like read a book and felt like you missed a chapter? That's how my career has always felt. To be honest, it's been so satisfying I can't describe on one hand, yet there's this chapter that's always been missing on the other hand, and to have retired, there would have been a constant regret, I think.
One final question. How the hell do you put all of that hair underneath a skull cap?
Everyone asks that. Plait. One big plait. And then tuck it under. So, for everyone that wants to know, that's how it's done.
Paul Sutherland has slowly but surely reassembled a strong team of horses at his Rosehill stables and is poised to re-establish himself among Sydney's top trainers, a position he enjoyed for many seasons during the 1980s. When Paul is up and running again, there's absolutely no doubt that the pick of the rides from his stable will go to Bernadette Cooper. Look forward to your company again next time around on Inside Racing when we introduce another famous face. Until then, many winners.
John Tapp's Inside Racing, brought to you by Mitabite.
But Sue